Hello and welcome back to another bonus battle. Now, I know I just played Maul and Bad Batch last time, but I really enjoyed the list, so I wanted to try it again, especially because I think it could be a fun one for Never Tell Me the Odds because it's so mobile. As you can see in the graphic I put up earlier, I did switch it up a little bit. I got Crosshair in there just to get the full Bad Batch, and then 212 because someone else has the ARF. We're going with Luke. Instead of being paired with his sister this time, we're going to pair it with his dad, Darth Vader, coming in with Ahsoka and ARF, so a little kind of Republic ball there, and then a little Rebel ball again with Luke, Obi-2, and Lando R2. I've been playing some Lando R2 with Vader, and it's very, very fun. Lots of force, should be able to spam abilities over here. And also, a decently mobile list. So the Republic got first player, and they chose Never Tell Me the Odds. They took this side of the table just because it gives a little bit easier access to their backed points as opposed to having this in the way. Now, they did get a little unlucky in the sense that we got the encounter, I believe it's called Desperate Measures, where they do not have both of their back points lit up. The 1/3 chance where it's their back middle. So they're not going to be able to start on that objective. And we will see if that comes back to bite them. And then, of course, who is challenging the odds? It is going to be secondary units in this one. Both squads should potentially have enough force to be able to spend it. Again, that's why I wanted to kind of try these guys out as my inaugural run with this objective. So, to start things off, the Republic gets Hunter. Now, I don't love this because Hunter, I'd love to be able to go with Hunter later with his double attacks. Oh yeah, I didn't mention deployment for the other side. Originally I was going to put Luke over there because he can kind of jump onto this and come directly through. But last battle report, when we had Vader versus Bad Batch, I deployed Bad Batch away from Vader. So now that the Vader player has the opportunity, I thought, hey, let's see what happens. We'll put Vader across from the Bad Batch because he could punch through and get Wrecker or Hunter. So, back to the activation. I'd love to keep Hunter for later, but I think it's too good an opportunity to pass up him being able to advance Wrecker up onto the middle objective, and then Hunter himself. Whoop, yeah, that'll do it. And then Hunter himself will do an advance, a hunker, and then I'm sure that will not be enough distance. So, I mean, we could be greedy and just leave it there, not spend the force, and rely on his, what's it called, enhanced tracker reactive to get there. But I'd rather use it if I'm knocked off, because if we put out a little measuring stick, well, we'll find out. I'll move Hunter up to be just within 2, and we'll see if he can be within that steadfast bubble of Wreckers. No, just a little bit short. So I bet if I'd done some pre-game measuring, I could have found out that that was impossible, but so be it. And then I think we're going to keep him in his huntsman stance, just because it gives a bit better range defense. Do I care that much about range defense when I've got Vader and Ahsoka coming after me? Probably not. So sure, we'll go with Knife Fighter. So the good thing is that if you are the Republic, you got to take all 3 closest objectives, and then the Rebels, of course, are going to take 2, if I can find those tokens. There they are. And then, of course, the Republic will get to activate. They get Ahsoka. So the fun thing here is that she can move Luke up, she can move Vader up, and we can knock, she has an easy access to shove to knock back Hunter. And getting her in the mix early is nice because then she can bounce around a little bit with ARF and maybe even get an out of activation trigger on challenging the odds. I don't think Vader, I mean, he's got the double advance, but he's also a melee only. I mean, well, he's not melee only. He has a ranged attack, but he much prefers to be in melee. But I think we really want to get Luke up the battlefield. So Ahsoka will use her tactic to tell him to dash. She's going to have to spend at least one force to jump, so let's do it now. Whoop! Get her there. Then advance. And she will attack Hunter with 7 dice. She should be well out of range of ARF fire support, or coordinated fire, but always good to check. Yep, so none of that. So she's going to roll 7. No steadfast for him. That is not a good roll. 4 fails. She just gets 3 hits. Hunter with his good old 6 defensive dice. Now that's also pretty bad. He gets to re-roll 2 failures because he's not exposed. And that will give him the 3 blocks he needs, plus I believe a heal. That hunker went away. The heal does nothing because he's got nothing to heal. So not great rolling by either of them, but 3 blocks and 3 saves mean that Hunter is going to stay on this objective, and the Rebels are only going to score 2. So that's not great because let's see what the Republic gets. Okay, they get Wrecker, which is kind of an interesting one. I could potentially abandon this objective and just say, hey, come at me, bro, with the Rebels. I mean, Luke could definitely get there. Could anyone else really? I mean, they could, but if they do, then I can kind of clap back at them. It's a bit risky, but having Wrecker over here it also brings him closer to Vader, which isn't necessarily the greatest. And we can't really get closer. Yeah, we can't really get closer to Hunter. So at the very least, we are going to use. We'll still go with Wrecker because he can knock Ahsoka away. And you know what? Because Ahsoka has deflect, that deflect does kind of make a big difference when we're talking about one-shotting a character versus not one-shotting a character, when that character is Wrecker. So I probably don't want to shoot her. I mean, I could do like a double shot for 2 force, but that's a lot of force to be burning quickly. We are just going to advance, put him nice and close here, and swap to our alternate stance, which is tooting out distractions, throwing 6 dice at Ahsoka with a good old-fashioned punch. Also not great. That's 3 failures. 2 expertise versus 3 expertise is just an extra damage. Well, we'll see what she rolls, I guess. She is getting 4 blocks, so an extra hit's not going to do anything for me. I'll turn that to an extra expertise, and all we're going to get through is a crit and a damage, so not a shove. People are having very difficult time shoving here, it would seem. We could go after a disarm, or we could go after an expose. I think I'm going to do 2 damage in the expose to Ahsoka. Unfortunate that Wrecker couldn't get closer to a wound, just because, if he could really put some damage on, he could maybe use I wasn't sneaking, then maybe pull the struggle tracker with challenging the odds. But hey, the Republic still scores 3. A bit of a risky play because this is open, but whoever attacks it, I've got resources here to come and take it back. Now, the Rebellion, they get their shatter point. So we've got a couple of options. We dive aggressively, or we move the ARF in and use Ahsoka potentially. The ARF are just not super useful against steadfast targets. So I think the move is probably to get Vader in there, because he can at the very least get a double shove to knock Hunter away. The alternative is to try to go for the kill on Wrecker, but if I don't get the kill, then I probably can't shove him away because I'm not going to, if I'm not getting the kill, I'm not getting the triple shove, and then I just score only 2 points again. But killing Wrecker early is really, really nice. You know, if things end up on the Republic side and we farm a bit of momentum for a while, so be it. Let's live a little bit dangerously. Vader's going to spend 1 force for Vader's Fury. Oh, and you know what? Okay, actually, no, it doesn't matter because I can't Hunter off of that because the move action is about to come. I was thinking, oh, maybe Hunter comes in and, like, does some sort of body block somehow. Whoop, so I will try to not break Vader's lightsaber. And that is a move action. We'll see where can Hunter get to. Ooh. I might have almost messed something up, but I don't think I did. Oops, that's not the angle I care about. Well, if Hunter he can go back there, but then I don't think he has range, and there's still an ARF back there. So instead, no cheeky steal. Hunter's just going to move over to here so that if Wrecker does get killed, he at least takes more shoves to get knocked off the objective. Vader, we're really going for this one shot. He's going to take 2 damage. Oh yeah, I guess I could have taken 2 damage on the Ahsoka thing. I was feeling cocky. Oh well. Oh well. Vader, 10 dice into Wrecker. That's, again, 4 fails. So 3 crits, 3 hits. Not bad, not bad. We're getting 2 extra damage. 3 crits, 3 hits. Wrecker, not a good roll. That's just going to be 2 blocks and a crit to a hit, which isn't going to do anything. So no one's really lighting the world on fire with these early rolls. Vader's going to get 4 down his tree. How much damage can we do with 4? I don't think it's enough. We're looking at 9, or we're looking at 8 with a single shove. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I guess we go with 8 and a shove, which is ignored. And, 9 down to 8 after protection. So we went for it. We shot our shot, but we were unable to make it happen. We do put a strain on Wrecker, so we can't move Wrecker around out of activation now without killing him. So that is something. Maybe we open up the opportunity for the ARF to shoot him, and then Ahsoka finish the job, and then we challenge the odds. So it's not the end of the world, but it is bad that we only score 2 once again with Rebels. A lackluster shatter point. Ooh! Tech and Echo. This side of the board has just been... and at the end of his activation, of course... does Vader flip? We're pretending I don't know that. Usually I would flip at the end of his activation, but we know he's coming up again, and I'd like him to be in the murder stance, so he probably actually would have stayed. And then after his real activation, flip. So he is kind of vulnerable. Can we get both in range with a dash? I think so. So spending 1 force. That will put Tech up there. Well, they might body block each other. Yeah. Ooh. Do we go for it? If we can get how far along the tree? They only need 3 for a reposition, which would allow them to pull back this way and be a body that reinforces. Ooh, or move action. Oh, they'll lose their hunker, though. Because they will be engaged with Ahsoka, losing their hunker. But, I mean, the chances there are just great. So I think we want to do that. Do I send both of them? Just on the chance that maybe one gets a reposition? That's awfully aggressive for a very squishy unit. but there's still space. Yeah, let's do it, Let's do it. So they, at the bottom of the ladder, they are going to be engaged with Ahsoka, losing their hunker, so they're not going to get to throw an extra die. But so be it. We will start with this back shot into Vader. 7 into 5. Or 6 into 5. Because they are, again, as I've said, not hunkered. We're going to turn a fail to a crit to make it 3 hits and 2 crits for 5 results. Vader, 2 for 1, so that is 3 down the tree. That is exactly the greedy play I was looking for. Let's do strain, 3 damage, and a reposition. Is there a world where I can reposition and be in range of Wrecker? There is a gap there, so no. Oops. Here, we'll put him back. We know where it was. There we go. Okay. So, unfortunate that we don't get to benefit from the bubble, but we are going to steal that objective. That's very nice. And unfortunately, though, he did have nothing to... He was not in range of Wrecker to heal. And Vader is up to 5 damage. Because 3 from that shot and 2 from the hitting himself. So next shot, we'll go into Vader again. That is 5 fails and 1 crit. So Vader, we're gonna we do this after dice, but I'm just skipping, going back and forth. This is not the technical order to do things in, but I'm gonna fix that to an expertise, which is a crit. Hey, look, Vader gets a bunch of blocks. He can't do anything about 2 crits. So with 2 crits, Echo and Tech are going to do 3 more damage because Vader's already strained, and then they'll do 1 shove. No reposition to go secure my own back objective, but what more can you ask for? So instead of going to secure that back objective, what we'll do is we're going to follow up and hopefully try to get on to this side objective. I mean, that will put a big target on the back of Echo and Tech just by coming up and doing what they're doing, contesting the back. Oh, they're way... Oh, right. The objective is under Hunter, not under Wrecker. So they are way far away. I should have kept them up there. Oh, well. The Republic keeps control of this, and they score that for a total of 4 points. So now the tracker is 3 on their side. I just want to double check. Vader's Sith Lord Strikes Back is wounded by an attack. So if we Shatter Point Wrecker and use his I Wasn't Sneaking ability to finish off Vader, then, I mean, we would need to go 4 for 5 currently, but it wouldn't trigger his thing. And we would be able to challenge the odds. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's not get too greedy just yet. We did spend a force for them to dash, though, so we should fix that. Oh, look, it's Vader. Yeah, I guess we go with Vader now, before he gets wounded. The play would be heal and punch, because we just need 2 successes down the tree, which is pretty easy even without self-harm. And then, because lots of stuff has gone, like basically if we take back this objective, which we will, because it'll be 2 to 1 if we wound Wrecker, we'll turn off Wrecker's abilities, we'll make his very expensive kit already more expensive, and the Republic only has the Shatter Point to retake anything on this side. So I think, yeah, let's do it. So heal the strain, because we don't want to make Vader too vulnerable to murder. And the shove, I don't think, took him out of melee. No, it did not. So he will throw... I'll save the... Do I need to save the Force? Do I really need to save the Force? I've already gone with Ahsoka. Maybe I should have shot exposed Ahsoka. I forgot that she was exposed. ARF are going to need 1. Luke replenishes his own. Obi Kenobi. I think I've got lots of force, so let's just really seal the deal. This also means that Vader is going to be in a tougher spot to knock away from the objective, so you're probably going to have to kill him to get him off, which means he's going to hit you back for some damage. So we're getting 2 free damage at the end of all this. We should be able to get the kill if just 1 crit sneaks through. And we've got 3 crits and 2 hits. Wrecker turns a crit down to a hit and blocks 3 hits, but 2 crits are still sneaking through. So we didn't need Vader's Fury, but the positioning, and I think we've got lots of force. So that will be the kill. Before we forget, we are going to flip Vader to his other stance. Wrecker gets the wound. And the Rebels, I guess I'll call them the Rebels, even though half their team is Vader, Ahsoka, and ARFs. They will flip that objective 2-1, but as we can see, they only control the 2 objectives. So it's still on the Republic side, and the Vader Luke will gain a momentum. So things could be okay. Like if the Republic can't take back this objective, then I could see a world where we just kind of are in a stalemate for a while, where the Rebels keep gaining momentum and the Republic can't really make headway. However, if they get a shatter point soon, that all could change. We get the good old-fashioned 212. They don't really have much to do. I mean, if we want to be aggressive, we could maybe try to go and attack. Like we take a little advance, and we move up with a dash and take a shot at Big Daddy Vader. That's interesting. Now, taking a shot at Luke is kind of pointless because, he will become immune to pin on his turn anyway, and we don't have anything else that's going to move him before that. Except, Run won't move him before that. So, do I want to spend 1 of my force for that? Crosshair's still going to want a force. Maul don't care. Hunter would love a force if I shatter point him. After this, I really only have Crosshair, Maul, and the shatter point, so I don't really need the force. So once again, screw it. I'm doing this game for the entertainment of the masses. And by masses, I mean like a couple people. Thank you, but a couple people. Do I get there? Yes. So I will just move to range 5. Why did I pick 212 for this list, you might say? The answer, I really love the color scheme on the 212. They are still within 2. Unfortunately, the 501st and 212th are some of my favorite looking clones, and some of the worst clones in the game, I feel like. But I want to get them on the table. They got a Hunker. Let's see, what is this powered up clone with Hunter's ability? What are they going to do? 6 dice into Vader. We turn that into a hit. And we're looking at 2 crits, 3 hits, and a damage. That's not bad, honestly. That's not bad. And Vader gets 4 blocks. So the hit was useless. What did I say? I said 2 crits? I had 3 expertise. No, it should have only been 1 crit. 3 expertise gives me a crit and damage. So 2 damage and a pin onto Senor Vader. Again, Ahsoka was exposed, but I don't want to take deflect because it just increases the chance of getting 1 shot. I think we've seen enough in my battle reports just how annoying it can be to shoot at Ahsoka. I think in the course of the game, they will score 1, 2, 3. I think in the course of the game, Ahsoka has dealt more damage with deflect than she's taken from shots in the battle reports that I've done. ARF. I guess they just light up Tech and Echo. I could either focus and shoot, or I can shoot first and climb up later, which is probably the way to go. It makes the objective less vulnerable. 2 shots. Here's a problem. Here's a problem. If I shoot and I knock them off of the objective, then like knock them backwards, then I won't be able to see them for the second shot. So I'll shoot, and then if I get a shove, I'll shove them that way. Worst that happens is I don't shove them on the second shot, but then I still outnumber them. And hopefully I just get the kill. So this guy will shoot. That is no dice fixing for these guys. Still pretty dang good, though. With 5 results, 4 hits and a crit. And just 2 blocks. So 3 down the tree is going to be... There we go. Let's get the expose. So 3 damage, pin, shove, expose. And that is setting things up very well to get the kill here. As I say, things could really flip here in a moment because of how left side heavy those initial activations were. However, that being said, after this turn, the Republic will have nothing, or the Rebels will have nothing on this side of the board because they've already used their Shatter Point, which does put the advantage maybe back in the hands of the Republic, though if these guys are wounded, there's not really a way the Republic can take back both of these objectives. But anyways, let's get to that when we get to that. 7, 4 expertise. I think that's double crit. Yep, so triple crit and a hit. That's going to be a very dead Tech and Echo. Yeah, they get a bunch of blocks. 1 goes away with the expose. But triple crit is a nasty drug. So we'll just get the kill because doubling up on the pin. And I guess we'll leave them with a disarm. So 4 damage. We'll do another shove. This guy should have followed up on his shove, we'll say. This guy will get a shove. Whoop. And then, before I forget, expose goes away. What's on the other side? Not the thing I need. There we go. Disarm. Wound. Momentum. Dash tool so that these guys can climb. Alrighty. Hey, look guys, we have range to coordinated fire. Oh wait, everyone's already gone. So they will flip that objective, and the Rebels score 3, putting it at the 1 side on the Republic, so that is an extra momentum for the Rebels. Not feeling too bad, but we'll see what happens, yeah, with the situation on the far side of the board here. Maul. I think the play is to just say whatever and reserve him, because I think Maul is a very nice, powerful piece to keep in the... Ooh, actually, he says, and then he looks around. Is Maul fast enough? Is Maul a speedy enough boy? Because if I reserve Maul, then there's a 50-50 chance that I get Crosshair, who is not really going to have a huge effect. Like maybe he goes and shoots Luke or something, which I guess is not nothing. Or maybe shoots Lando R2 and I pay a force. It's not the end of the world, but he's not going to take an objective. Could Maul take an objective? No, he's not. So plan A, reserve Maul. What do we get? We get the Shatter Point. That's great. That means the Rebels are going to have to go, and then we have order control on Maul or Crosshair. Very, very nice. So the question is, do we bring back Wrecker? He's a secondary. So we have, if we bring back Wrecker, punch Vader's lights out. Vader can come back and punch Wrecker. However, no, never mind. I was thinking about the Wrecker shove and all that, but never mind. He could come back and punch Wrecker, but probably not if we can shove him away. And then we have the Wrecker aura up, because then who knows how long it's going to be until Wrecker comes up again. And it costs 1 more force, which means that if Crosshair gets a wound he won't be able to challenge the odds if he uses Find the Shot as well. So maybe he won't use Find the Shot. I think Wrecker's the play. Because the alternative is go with Hunter, maybe tell Crosshair to advance, guard this objective, punch Vader in the mouth. I mean, telling Crosshair to advance is pretty nice, honestly. You can kind of body block that objective. Okay, I've talked myself out of Wrecker. Let's go with Hunter. Crosshair, shaboom, shaboom. That's a nice body block to keep Luke and Obi-Wan away. It's going to be very hard for them to attack these objectives now. And then Hunter himself will... I mean, I could spend the Force, try to get the kill on Vader, then move over here to do what? I'd have to one-shot the ARF, which seems unlikely. So I think it's better to maybe save the Force. 2 Force for Crosshair would be nice so that he can get the focus. So yeah, let's just stick with that. Hunter will have to dash. Now the idea here is we're going to dash, because Vader's pinned, we're going to dash out of range of Vader, well, just in range of Vader, and then use the shove to get Vader out of melee range so we don't get punched back. Hunter is going to... Who have I been using for red? Yeah, no, that's correct. The Rebels. Red for Rebels. That's how I can remember it. So he's got a dash. Bring him back a little bit more central. There we go. Punch Vader. He is a knife fighter, so 7 dice. With dice fixing, he's going to get the 1 crit. Can he get 2 for that damage he needs? That is 4 expertise. 5 is not doing anything. So we will do 4 expertise and 2 hits. So 2 crits and 2 hits. I assume the 2 hits will not do anything. Yeah, Vader 3 expertise is enough for 2 blocks. But that's okay. 2 crits is going to be enough, especially since we get another pin. So that's actually 4 damage once we double up on the pin. And a shove. Now, we are not going to follow up on this shove because we do not want Vader to be in range. So Vader could spend 1 Force to remove his pin, but I don't see really why he cares to do that, so we'll save the Force. We do have a lot of Force. Like, what am I saving it for? Mind Trick? I mean, Lando and R2 don't mind having it, I guess. But yeah, I'm not going to condition out Vader. It would only be if I want to move him out of activation with Ahsoka in the future. So I think I'll keep it just in case some sort of weird mind trick thing comes up. That's actually the first wound for the Republic. So that's their first momentum. And boom. So I mean, Vader did his job. He did get that wound on Wrecker, but he got wounded in return. I've done everything for Hunter. I moved, took an attack. That's it for him. When Luke moves, I could potentially like move him up here. I don't know if that's super useful, but maybe if it's like the end of the round. So 1, 2, 3. Once again for the clones. So we're kind of bouncing back doing 3, but it's going to be tough for the Republic or the Rebels. Man, oh man, it's going to be tough for the Rebels to take another objective here. Anytime soon. Lando R2. If I move up with them, they will maybe be able to shoot a little bit, and then they will get killed by Crosshair and give up a point. So I don't want to do that. Let's spend a Force to reserve them. Luke, not ideal. Okay, but we get the Force back. He is going to jump. Yeah, Crosshair is just body blocking a little too effectively. I wonder if I can get all the way to the other side, though. If we do that, and then we do like a climb? Yeah, Luke's just not in a great position. Maybe I should have put them all on the other sides. If I put him here, then I could kind of be ready in case I can kill the 5-0 first, which is not the worst play in the world, but that also puts him in range to just get clobbered by Maul, because he will no longer have immunity pin after this until I reshuffle the deck, in which case Maul will get a chance to hit him very hard. And I mean, he could jump away and heal a bit, so maybe it's not the end of the world. But I really don't want Luke getting hurt. Especially since Maul can choose to go next. Man, I feel like I'm playing slower here. These are tough decisions. Because if I go up here, he does, like, literally nothing. Why don't Jedi get ranged attacks? Oh, well. Oh, well, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, he's not getting anywhere. Okay, well, let's kind of bait a Maul activation, perhaps. Come up here. Because I don't think Crosshair's going to want to shoot him. Shaboom, and then take cover. I'll just shove him into that. Kind of saying, hey, Maul, come at me. Ugh, I don't love it, though. I mean, you know what? Nah, we'll say we came over here. Da-da-da-da-da. We're going to play conservatively because that's just asking for trouble. That's just asking for trouble. And then if Crosshair wants to shoot him, take his hunker off, then whatever. Alrighty. Alrighty. Just 2 for the Rebels. 1, 2. And they'll get a momentum. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you would have done with Luke there. Feels kind of like a bit of a no-win situation to me, unfortunately. Eh, well, dang it. I was conservative, and I can still maybe go attack him with Maul. But if I bring him here, attack him with Maul, then Maul or Luke can then jump up here. To what end? I don't know, but he can. He certainly can. Yeah. So I think that's fine by Maul. I think Maul just will say, yeah, I'll take that. He'll come, maybe Obi-Wan will hit him, classic duel, Obi-Wan and Maul, or I go with Crosshair before Obi comes up, before Obi-2. But Crosshair can always go and attack Ahsoka or something, so that's fine. Boom, so Maul's going to take 3 damage. We all know what's happening. He moves for 1 damage, does his little move action. Oh yeah, did Hunter? Yeah, no reason for Hunter to do anything there. And then Luke is very much within range 3, so we're going to pull him this way. Then we're going to attack him. He is exposed for the moment. We've got lots of force. Luke will spend 1 of it to use, you can either profit, or not that one, I will not fight you. And Maul will stay in his murder stance right now because I don't really need the other side. Unless I really want to retreat with him. Yeah, that could actually be good if I use the reposition to kind of run away from Obi-2. Not take any unnecessary damage. So, just 7 dice into an exposed Luke. There are 3 fails for Luke to not fight him with. Oops, that was a crit. It was a crit and 3 hits. We'll get 6 from Luke. Well, okay, that's a good expose. He rolled 5 expertise. So absolutely no blocks from Luke. 4 down the tree for Maul is going to be... Luke, whatever condition I give him, Luke can just heal it off. I'm going to... Well, there's no use giving him pin. He's immune right now. So shove, reposition, expose, double heal for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Luke is going to heal the expose because 5 damage Luke with crosshair looming, I don't like that. So he'll heal the expose and 1 of the damage before he jumps. But first I have to do the sequence of operations. Before I forget, Maul will heal his 2. But the proper sequence would be Maul shoving Luke away. And then Maul, being the coward that he is, I think, I could put him up here, but I don't have a way to move him out of activation. So I think I'm just going to have him kind of lurking in the background, staying safe, to pop out and make a play later in the game. So Maul does that, then he heals, then Luke does his healing, and now Luke gets to do his jump. So I could either go back there or, yeah, I'll just jump here. And again, we're just kind of preparing for next round. And the Rebels are going to score 1, 2, 3. All right. We could go with Obi, who is engaged. Ahsoka's engaged, so she could heal and move. To what end? None, really. But if I go with Lando and R2, the good thing is if I go with Lando and R2 last, their card immediately gets shuffled back in, and they become immune to ranged attacks. And I'm very worried that as soon as I go with them, like if I go with them now, Crosshair will pop them, and I don't want that to happen. So unfortunately, this is so passive, but, well, we'll get to find out how easy comebacks are in Never Tell Me the Odds. Obi's not going to have any chance of engaging anybody, so I think the best course of action, he's going to use Run on himself, get to within range 2 of Luke. First action, heal 1 off of Luke, just so he's doing something useful. Second action, take... do I want to take cover or... Dang. Luke's just like in a not quite the right position to let Obi cover both objectives with Mind Trick. But if these guys are going to be immune to shots anyways, then that helps. So Obi's just going to take cover, come over here, get a hunker. But you know what? No, we'll just say he moves, because I think being 2 shoves away, taking 2 shoves to get off that objective is more valuable than a hunker in this situation. And then it's just 2 for the Rebels, so they will score 3. Or it's on the 3 spot of the clones, and that's another momentum for the Rebels. If they can get a wound this activation, then the Republic will win the struggle. They don't even need the pulling the thing closer from Crosshair. So, I'm a silly boy because there's force left on the table. The ARF could have gotten a hunker at the end of their turn. I guess it doesn't really matter because Crosshair would just remove it now right away anyways. So we're going with Crosshair. He is going to try to get the kill to make expose more expensive. So he's going to pay 1 force to do a climb, and then he'll get his free focus. Whoop. Oh, so technically speaking, first he does his tactic, where he's going to give someone a damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so he's going to give a damage to the ARF to make it a little bit easier to get the kill. pop their hunker off, but they don't have a hunker, so it doesn't matter. Then he will move into range. Oops. We'll go a little bit closer there. Move into range, take a shot at that closest guy. With hunker with focus and sharpshooter 2, then we are going to be rolling 10 dice. That is a pretty good roll. You've got 2 expertise, and I think the difference between 2 and 3 is none. So we'll turn one of those fails to a hit. Again, this technically takes place later. So 6 hits, 2 crits, and a damage. I think these guys are dead. And, oh, we'll say before I did it, I did his reactive to relax, I'll handle this, so that he can heal off conditions on these guys. Yeah, just 2 blocks. So that's going to be 6 down the tree. That's a full tree for Crosshair. He can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9 damage total. He's going to be pinning. He's going to do 2 heals before a reposition. So those 2 heals he can use to take the 2 conditions off of Echo and Tech. He could reposition and use his last heal on a guy named Maul. But I don't really think that's worth it versus just staying. Like, I've got someone here. I am giving Lando and R2 a target if I stay there. So he is going to come back up here with his reposition, which means he is in range of Maul. Like, it would be nice to stay on that center objective, but it might just mean death at the hands of 2 disguised boys. So we spent that. We'll take this. We'll put out 10 damage with a pin and a wound into ARF. Pretty good shot, doing 11 damage to the ARF in that activation. And just because we have the force, we'll be a little cocky. Don't get cocky, kid. And move the struggle tracker 1 towards us with challenging the odds, just to say that we did it. And then they will win the struggle. Alrighty, and then I will be back in a moment with the setup for the next one. Alright, and now we're back for Struggle 2. The name of this card that I have in front of me is, I think it's called It's Worse. I'm just dealing with some kind of blurry spoilers though, so not 100% sure if that's the accurate title, but essentially these 2 objectives were locked in, and there was a choice of this objective or that far objective for the Rebels. So they took this one because obviously Lando R2 can come over here, take it, be immune to shooting, and they're feeling pretty good. On the locked-in objectives, one is with Crosshair and this 212th, and then the other is with Luke. Now, one other thing is that I am a dumb guy, which isn't really a ton of news, but I've made a boo-boo. See, I was thinking so much during the Shatterpoint activation about Wrecker coming back that I was like, oh yeah, when Wrecker comes back 2-1, I win this objective. I ended up going with Hunter, and then he killed Vader, and I flipped this objective. But really, I shouldn't have. It was 1-1. But to keep the continuity, there is a pretty easy solution. Luckily, I had a force at the end of that round. So if we say Hunter used his ability after that Vader wound, he used his ability striking distance, spent a force, dashed over here, and then his 5 dice attack got 1 into Ahsoka, who was exposed. That's very likely, and I actually just did a simulated roll just now, and he got 1 expertise, which is a crit and a dash, and that's all he got through. Enough for him to be able to shove Ahsoka. And we'll just say he didn't use the dash. So she trades the expose for 1 damage, and he shoves her, and luckily everything is solved. The world is good again, as Hunter would have taken that objective. The only thing that changes is Crosshair wouldn't have been able to show off and pull the struggle tracker towards him at the end of last struggle, but the Republic still would have won the struggle. So let's just pretend that's what happened the first time, and that I didn't goof sillily. Now we've got Lando and R2. The only question is, what's the double objective going to be? Unfortunately, it is the far objective. Oh, well. They don't really have much to do. They will spend one force. And hey, look, I have 2 force left over for a mind trick that I was never able to use. So I forget what that ability is called, but they just, they do an advanced mingle. That's what it's called, mingle. And then they'll do an actual move action. How easy is it to get into range 4? Not too hard, actually. One will go up here. One will go here. And then even Lando has range 4. Sweet. Oops. So, we have the force, so let's spend another one to use Element of Surprise. So they're going to roll 2 additional dice on these shots. So they're going to roll 7 dice into this hunkered 212th soldier. There are 2 fails, so they're going to get an expose after the attack. They can't heal it back on this one. And then 2 expertise at range is just a damage. So we're looking at 3 hits and a damage. The 212th will roll 4 dice natively, plus 1 for cover from the hunker, plus 1 for cover from terrain. They get I think that was 4 blocks, it looked like. So just 1 damage coming through on that first shot. But hey, it's better, well, I was going to say it's better than nothing, but 1 damage in exchange for an expose is not really ideal. And then 2 fails again, so Lando and R2 will get another expose. That's a damage, a crit, and 3 hits. And then we're looking at 6 again. So 4 results. The 3 hits are all going to get blocked because that is a lot of expertise plus a fail, or plus a block. So a crit and a damage is going to be 3 more damage. And then Lando R2 also get 1 more expose. They get duplicates, so they get a damage. So they dealt 4 damage, then are exposed and damaged, which is not a fantastic trade, if we're being honest. But the alternative was to, I don't know, take a hunker along the way, which doesn't really help when you can't be shot. So we tried to live a little and got maybe slightly punished, but, you know, now it's going to be easier to kill these guys. So that is something. I don't know if I mentioned, I think I did, but secondary units are once again challenging the odds in this round. Now for the Republic activation, the block. So this is the objective. The good thing is that Crosshair will not be able to pop these guys for the moment. A Maul activation would be really nice for the Republic right now because they would be able to take the double objective. Oh, okay. Well, I did not fix that at all because why would I do that? So just saying that makes it sound like I did. No, I was just thinking out loud that Maul would be really nice. All right then. Well, I guess Maul will just go kill some people because he just needs to do 6 damage into these exposed boys. Ugh, I almost never switch him out of Sinister Cunning. But, I mean, if I don't get the wound, then I'm going to feel bad. An advance would take me up there. And then it would be nice to get the reposition from his tree. So you know, oh, but I can't range attack them. I was like, oh, I can just hit them with my ranged attack, but no. Okay, fine. I guess Maul's going to... Here, you know what I'll do? I've got a plan. Maul will come here. Maul is going to take 2 damage. These guys are all within 3. And he's going to pull R2 over to here, giving him another expose, which in this case is actually a damage. making it much easier for him to actually get the kill here. Then he's going to swing into these guys. He took 2 damage, but he's only swinging 6 dice. So, you know, he could flub it here, honestly. No, but he won't. That's going to be 2 crits, a damage from expertise, and 2 hits. So even if these guys get the 2 blocks, which they do, he gets just enough. 2 crits and extra damage is going to be 5 damage, giving him the wound. Boom, boom. And he gets a shove, which honestly doesn't do much, and then a reposition. I didn't accidentally, I pulled him. He was still out of range of Mind Trick, so I didn't mess anything up too badly there. So hit the ladder, and then Maul's just going to tuck himself in there, just so he can't be shoved. So that is a momentum, and 3 points for the Republic, as Maul gets to stay in his sinister, cunning stance. Everything kind of went right there, in the sense of he was able to perfectly kill Lando and R2, and I drew Maul. I didn't even have to use the Shatter Point. Like, if I had drawn the Shatter Point, I would have used it on Maul there. So a lucky draw for the Republic. Expertise. Ooh, and speaking of luck, this is not good luck for the Rebels. As once again, that is the hardest objective for them to take at the moment. Who do they get? Look at this one more shuffle. And they get, ooh, okay, there you go. You saw me shuffle, and I got the Shatter Point. So, again, not fixed, but that's what someone who was fixing it would say. I could go with Luke, and he can attack that objective, but then it opens up this objective, and that's not great. I could go... The reason I would go with Luke is because he could get both of those characters off of the objective. He'd probably have to use... Yeah. I wouldn't want this guy to dash and take control of that objective, though, so I'd have to use the full attack on him, then Crosshair would probably just dash away. Which is not the end of the world. It would get me a kill. But what else do we have? Ahsoka can't make that objective flip. Vader can't make the objective flip. Really would be ARF would be the other option. They would have to advance, kill this guy, dash. Do they actually even... The question is whether or not they have range once they... Yeah, they'd have to punch this guy, but then I could also use the Ahsoka's reactive to get her in the mix, and then we're really cooking with gas, right? Because then we can really reinforce these objectives a bit and give us a steady or a stable hand on... I don't know what metaphor I'm using. I don't know, whatever. Let's Shatterpoint the ARF. I gotta Shatterpoint those supports. That's what I do. Let's go with... Okay, we'll just say go down to the ladder and then back up. Down to the ladder and back up. Ooh. Hopefully one of them gets the shove. Let's just... We won't start with... Well, let's see. If I'm going to have to dash anyways, do I want to dash now or do I want to maybe get shoves? Because the only problem is if neither one shoves, then Ahsoka will not have any space to move here. But if one of them gets a shove, that opens up space, and that makes it easier for them to fit back here. Whoops. I think I need to go for the shoves here. So let's go with the this guy at that guy first. 5. Again, we're not using the Vader because we don't want to take extra damage if we don't have to. These guys, of course, lost their hunker. So that's a crit and 2 hits. Arf, good punchers. Okay, 2 blocks, so just the crit. So that's going to be a pin and a damage. Oh, yikes. I don't like that. Because now I'm probably going to have to take Vader damage or risk... well, Ahsoka can actually heal. Because Ahsoka, even if I kill this guy, Ahsoka can come up, heal him, and then... or heal the ARF, I mean, and then it feels less bad. So let's do it. Vader damage. The next guy, this guy is going to roll 8 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is a total of 6 hits. That will do it. That will be very good. And just 2 blocks. So that is running the tree. Let's put a disarm. Oops. Who was wounded? Oh, that's the ARFs. We'll put a disarm. So 4 more damage. Plenty to get the wound. They're not secondaries, so they don't get to challenge the odds. They took 2 Vader damage to do that punch. We're going to put a disarm on the 212. And you know what? I'm actually not going to shove the other guy because I want to make sure Ahsoka can still punch him in the face. So she's going to use her reactive to come up here. Hopefully I'm not blocking the camera. Whoop. And she will attack. Because if she can get like a, let's see, the heal is along the bottom. Perfect. So heal reposition. Like I can get 2 units on this. Luke up here. We're feeling good. Well, I don't know if we're feeling good at that point, but we're feeling better. So 5 dice from Ahsoka. If I really wanted to, I could have like left him on 1 damage maybe for Ahsoka to finish off. Actually, no, I couldn't. He was 2 away. If I wanted to shove, I had to kill him. Anyways, 4 hits. That's going to be at least the heal. Oops. Even if they go 3 for 3. And they go 2 for 3. So she gets the 2 that I want, though. She gets a heal. So she's going to heal, 1 off herself or 1 off Arf. I'm going to do 1 off Arf. That's a tough choice. And then she will reposition. Should have plenty of distance. Yeah. So she's going to reposition back to here. Say hello to Crosshair, turning off his tactic. And then the ARFs are going to spend a force to dash. Okay, that's a good turn. I feel good about that shatter point decision. Oops. Best shatter point decision I've made since buying the Bad Batch, am I right? Oh well. That is 3 big points. The double is going to go on the fail, which is Luke's objective. Whoop. What is the Republic going to get? Hunter! Hunter, 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 my boy. Let's see here. That can work. He can come over here and try to get a kill on these ARF. I could, or I could like double attack Luke. Is honestly a way to do it. But I don't know if I can actually get to Luke without using up my dash ability. In which case I can't double attack him. In which case, probably not worth it. Like, not worth going for the shove, just because it's so likely that Luke will just be able to, boom, jump back up. Oh yeah, I spent 2 force on this defensive maneuver. There's not a lot of bodies here, but let's see if I advance, because let's see, yeah, Vader's wounded, so I could advance up to here. Then do a dash, and ooh, I don't know if I have. Well, I don't need range on Ahsoka, actually. I just need to attack the ARFs with the 5 dice. Then I can dash over here. If I'm really lucky, I kill both of them. That's not going to happen, but let's try. Yeah, so we'll go with Hunter, and you know, to be real spicy, I'm going to move Wrecker up the ladder as well, because when I activate Wrecker, he could use his bulldoze ability to come shove Luke. Yeah, I don't know if Wrecker will actually be able to shove Luke off of there. It'll be close. We'll find out. And then Hunter will go up the ladder, spending a force, then to do his whatever it's called again. Striking distance. Boom. 5 dice into the ARF. Hoping for at least 1 expertise. Yep, we get an expertise. So 2 crits, 2 hits. And he's going to get dash no matter what. They blocked the 2 hits. So 2 crits and a dash. That's going to be a shove on this guy. Oh, nice. We get a body away. We get a shove. Hunter gets a dash to be more secure. And then, yeah, we'll attack the other ARF. Make expose very expensive. That was 3 damage. So they are currently, I only need 3 more. And I have dice fixing because this is my main attack. So he will attack this guy. Turn a fail to a expertise. No, an expertise doesn't do me anything because I already have 1, so I'll turn it to a hit. So that's 3 hits, 2 crits, and a dash. So that's going to be enough. They block the 3 hits. So 2 crits and a dash. That's going to be 3 more damage for the wound. Boom, boom, boom. Getting a momentum. Getting a shove. Getting a dash. Which, right now, I'm actually not very shovable because where I would be shoved to, there's an ARF. So I think I'm actually going to stay there. Not using my dash. And that will score 2. Boom. Let's see. They scored 2. They scored 3. They scored 3. They scored 2. Yep. So that puts it on the middle. And both sides are going to gain a momentum. Alrighty. So we flip that over to there. And that should have been over to there a long time ago. The double goes to block, which is back there. Something the rebels would like to take for themselves. Ahsoka, you're not doing a whole heck of a lot there. Now, is anyone doing a whole heck of a lot? Not really. But Ahsoka's definitely not doing... She could. I mean, if she abandons this objective to go try to take down Maul, it's kind of like a double-edged sword in a way. It frees up... It makes this objective harder to take in the future. It means that Crosshair is going to be freed up to get a climb, get his tactic off, which means, maybe I draw Crosshair next, he just kills her, takes this objective, shifts the odds, all of that. But there's not tons of people who can take this objective away from her. If she, jumps, moves, jumps, attacks Maul. The other option is I draw, and then I get, let's see, Lando R2 is okay. Luke, not ideal, but work. Do I just send Luke over here then, if I have to? Maybe. Again, not ideal. I don't love it. Vader could, because he could advance, kill Crosshair, or at least knock him away, and take that objective, which isn't the double. Obi could go that. I think there's good enough stuff that I'm going to take the chance with Ahsoka to reserve her. What do we get, boys? Vader! That's fine. He'll take off all his damage and the pin. And I'm going to flip now. Pay 2 force. Now we are burning through force a lot faster this round. Because let's see, it was 2 for the ARF, 1 for reserve. Yeah, 2 activations in. We're at 5 force. But Luke will bring some back. And then hopefully with everyone being a bit more central. Yeah, that's definitely within 1. With everyone being a bit more central, then he's going, shit. Yeah, no, it's okay. He's going to advance. I think I kind of messed up the... Oh, yeah. Hard to tell if a chunk of paint is missing or if that's just the paint job on the knife. Um, does Vader take 2 damage to attack Crosshair? Yes, because I want to make Crosshair's stuff more expensive. He doesn't get rerolls. I'm definitely not paying 2 force, though. And yeah, uh, not paying the 2 force for exposed. So 10 dice into Crosshair. That is 4 crits and 4 hits. With a bonus 2 damage, that's looking pretty dang good. Whoop. Crosshair is rolling 5, I believe. Yep. Just 2 blocks, 6 damage. Vader will run the tree. Does he want to do a dash? Not really. Like, I can shove Crosshair away, but I actually like him being engaged so that he doesn't use his tactic and it kind of ties him down a bit more on his turn. So I'm actually not going to use any shoves, in which case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage with a strain that isn't really going to matter. Whoop, whoop. Boom. That's a momentum. And we are going to score just 2 points, but I think that was still a fine play. Not a bad play, as Crosshair would say. Once again, we get it up here. So that's now, okay, so the Rebels started with a bit of bad luck as far as the double, because they were getting, yeah. But now the Republic is getting a bit of tough luck, because that's a very hard one to attack, unless you get the Shutter Point. Is this when you go with Wrecker? He does have decent range shoves. If he can double attack, he says, when the double attack costs 3. Like, if he moves up, shoots at our boy Luke, he's not, yeah, so he'd have to move up. Actually, is he even going to get to within 1 of Luke? He is not, because of the size of that platform, which makes everything mighty awkward. Which makes me think Wrecker is not the best choice. I could go with Maul, but then that makes this objective much more takeable, which I don't like. Or I go for double shove, but a double shove into Luke. Luke is just so dang defensive right now. Getting that, I mean, or I just don't worry about the double. You know, like I bring Wrecker back here. Oh, it's just getting crowded over on this objective. I'm not sure if I can fit him in there with his large base. How easy does Crosshair get double shoves? He only gets double shoves if he gets the triple shove, which is all the way down his tree. Yikes, it's not a great situation when even a shatter point you're sitting there being like, wait a second, what can I actually do? There might be enough space to, like, try to double body Luke, but then he just activates and kills those guys, and then... You know what? This kind of feels like a time where there's a lot of meh options and not one great option, so I just kind of send the shatter point back and let fate decide what the meh option is. And the meh option is going to be the 212th. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. That is a meh option indeed. My, oh my. Well. They've got a pin and they've got a disarm. Okay, I take it back what I said. So there are some bad options, and the bad option is the 212. I think the best approach, either I go for a kill on Ahsoka with like a focus shoot punch, go for the kill, or I like move this way and try to get a shove on Vader, but there's not really a way I'm getting a shove on Vader. So yeah, I think it's time to go for a kill on Ahsoka. So we'll get rid of the disarm. And then I could focus punch, or I could do a move just to move this guy, like save the action to move this guy at the end of the turn. Because there's no way. Maybe if I get a shove, I like follow up, defensive maneuver. There's just no space. It's just getting too crowded over here. So let's just focus and attack, and let the dice fixing of Hunter carry us away. So we'll start with this shot. So it's 7 dice because of the focus. They are still pinned. Whoops. 7 dice into Ahsoka. Fix that to a hit. Oh boy! Okay, that is a damage and 6 hits. Because the 1 expertise and 6 hits. That's pretty good. Can she get a beast roll? She gets 3 blocks. So they don't get the crazy spot on the end of their tree. But they do get an expose for the punch. So that's going to be 3 damage. Shove, which does nothing. Pin, expose. Pin, expose, 3 damage. So that puts her at 6. She will use deflect to send 2 damage back. I was expecting that. There was an option instead of using the focus to use the second action to heal. But I think it's better to just really try and solidify that kill. And then we've got a 5 dice punch, which could be great, but it's still only 5 dice, and Ahsoka could just natty block. That's pretty decent. We'll turn a fail into a hit. The expertise will give us another hit, so that's 3 hits and a crit into an exposed Ahsoka. We just need 1 success to go through. Well, actually, so the crit's gonna do it. So 2 down the tree. Wow, so we're fine. We're fine. The shove is... Oh, right, he was always in range, and he hasn't been shoved. So I'll use the shove just to follow up, and then they do 3 damage, and that does, in fact, get the wound on Ahsoka. Yeah, I gave her the token there. Give us some momentum. And then the Republic will flip this back, which I never flipped. Apologies, this is probably making the game much harder to follow by not flipping the correct tokens. Scoring 2, and both sides get a momentum. Boy, oh boy, I am missing a momentum cube. Oh well, let's hope we don't fill up the tracker. This is, here's the check-in. It's in the middle. There's 3 empty spaces on the Rebel side and 2 empty spaces on the Republic side. So this is still anyone's ball game. The Republic is running out of force fast, though. The expertise is the double. So I think the easiest play here is just to go with Ahsoka, try to kill these ARF. And by ARF, I mean 212. And then, so we'll activate. I should have thought of that when I did this play, that Ahsoka's just going to activate again and quite possibly kill me. Luke, she's going to use your tactic on Luke, who's still going to kind of stay out of range of the Wrecker shove, but try to body block this objective a bit better. And then we'll just toss 7 dice. If she can get the kill, this is the struggle over, especially because she could, well, she wouldn't even have to spend the force. That is 4 fails. Dang, Ahsoka, just like her opening roll, 4 fails. 2 hits and a crit. Now, they are bad in melee, but they still get 2 blocks. So just a crit. Okay, then. Let's see. She removes all this damage. I don't think they exposed her on the second attack. No. So she shouldn't have had her exposed, and then she removes the pin. I guess she just does 1 damage and the shove, because at least the shove will take them off of the objective, as it's now 2-1. So she gets the flip. They score 3. And the good thing is, like, these guys aren't going to score 4. But if they score 3 and get a wound with a secondary, then, okay, then we're talking. Then we're talking. Okay, let's see what the double is. It is block, so that's a very good start. Just watch. It's going to be the Shatter Point again. It's going to be the Shatter Point again. Okay, now it's Wrecker. I think, what if we come over here, shoot Ahsoka, and then hopefully do a lot of damage to Ahsoka. And then, as a result of that, Vader, there's some base overlapping stuff. I think it's still, yeah, there's still plenty of space for Wrecker. Then as a result of all of that, hopefully we can spend only 2 Force where we're not sneaking and finish her off. It's a big ask because she does have pretty good defensive expertise. At the very least, that sets us up well for next turn. Because what's the alternative if we want to get a wound with Wrecker? We're not getting Obi-Wan. We're almost certainly not going to kill Luke. Though, I mean, if we double shove, how much is the double shove? I need to run my tree. I need to get 5. It's easier to kill Ahsoka than it is to get a double shove on Luke to knock him off of that objective. So I think that settles it. I don't think it's worth spending to reserve Wrecker here. Things aren't... Basically, if I can't get this, like, I'm not going to really win the struggle anyways, just because there's, yeah, not enough... I can't get the shove. That's the thing. There's no one's shovable. Do I want to punch Ahsoka, or do I want to shoot her? I think I want to flip and shoot her, just in case I want to do a double shot. So, but is it wise to do a double shot? It probably isn't. But it's 6, either way I'm throwing 6 dice, but his expertise are a bit better at range. The difference is then I could come in and focus for a punch if I want to. Because the extra die versus the extra hit on the expertise. Yeah, because there's probably no world where I pay 3 Force for yeah. In which case, yeah, we'll come here so that we can focus and punch. And you know what? We're going to be... Oops. We're going to try to not hit Vader. We're going to see if we can shove Vader. No, we can't. We are in range. Okay, so if we spend 1, that will give us an extra damage from the pin. Let's do it. So we'll spend 1 to use coordinated fire from the 212 clone troopers to put a pin on Ahsoka. This way we can maybe get some extra damage. Oh, and before we do this, we're going to focus. So we're going to throw 7 dice into Ahsoka. With a little bit of dice fixing, this could be a good punch. This is a more damagey side than the other side, right? Yes. Yeah, so we want to be in boom. That is a good roll. 2 expertise. Well, here, so let's see. This is where doing it in the proper order is good, because I'll see if a hit or an expertise is better. An expertise gives me 1 guaranteed damage, versus a hit might be good, depending on how many blocks Ahsoka gets. Okay, so she gets 4 blocks. So another hit is useless. So I'll turn that to an expertise. So all that gets through is 3 crits. 3 crits and a damage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a strain. Because 6 damage, because we're doubling up on the pin. Oh, plus an expertise damage. Yeah, so 7 with a strain. And then Ahsoka will use her expertise jump to shake the pin. And then we are going to spend... Oh, this is so expensive. Who do we need Force for? We can just say, hey, if we need to, we Shatter Point Maul. Crosshair won't get Force, but boo-hoo. 3 activations left. I'm just thinking, because if we do I Wasn't Sneaking, we get the kill. That gives us 2 momentum. Then we would win the game, because if we get the kill here with I Wasn't Sneaking. Because, okay, I'm going to put the tracker here so that everyone can see it. So that we can tell what's going on. So, spending 2 for I Wasn't Sneaking. That is 3 damage into Ahsoka. That gets the wound. We get our regular 1 momentum, and then we get a second momentum as well. Oops. Then I'm going to be back in just a moment to make sure that I'm pretty sure challenging the odds works on any kind of wound, just not an attack, not just an attack. Yes, challenging the odds works on any sort of wound. So I wasn't sneaking qualifies. So Wrecker's going to spend 1 to move the struggle token here, and then they will flip this objective. They've got the double because it is Hunter and Wrecker, with Wrecker actually being alive this time, so that's good. 2 to 1 against Vader, so they will go 1, 2, 3, and from the jaws of defeat, snatch victory. I mean, they could have gone with they might have won in struggle 3 anyways, but there we go. I felt like it took a long time, at least in the main Battle Report series, to get a 2-0, and then we've been seeing a lot of them recently, so maybe that's not the best, but this was fun. This was I've played a few games of Never Tell Me the Odds before, and really enjoyed it. I do think it's a weird kind of objective. Just it's a very different kind of list that excels at it. I don't think either list was necessarily bad, but I think having Luke and I think this squad of Luke, Obi-Wan, Lando, R2, it's 2 characters with no ranged attack and then a unit with a bad ranged attack. And that's just not going to cut it when you get a layout like this. You know, maybe if it was, this one was the active objective, or this one, maybe. So maybe I should have done things a little differently. Deployed these guys on the other side, hoping. It's hard to articulate why, because you don't know the layout beforehand, but then if we get this layout, then I can go there. And if we get the opposite layout, they can just come and hit this one and just like kind of body it. That's the thinking. So maybe I should flip the deployment, but I think, yeah, 2 melee-only characters and a bad ranged character is not a good squad for challenging the odds, it would seem. Versus Bad Batch, Maul, I think they had a lot of mobility in activation and out of activation. They had some good killing power. They had some excess force to afford challenging the odds when they had to. So I liked the list. You know, if I didn't have ARFs chosen somewhere else on the table, I mean, I'd still put those guys in there. I'd probably still put Wolf in instead of Crosshair, but I mean, it's pretty good with, especially in this game when we had secondaries challenging the odds twice. Maybe I'll give Crosshair a few more runs in the Maul Hunter variant. I forgot to do an MVP last game. I don't want to drag it out too long, but our MVP will be Hunter. His dice fixing was very good. His early move, getting Wrecker into the middle, helped a lot in Struggle 1, just claiming this objective. And then obviously with his double attacks and everything, he was flipping objectives very effectively. So he will take the MVP. So hope you guys like that. And it looks like it's going to be a while until I get Mando, so I won't do the squad vote battle report as the next one, most likely. I'll probably just do a different battle report in the interim, probably using Never Tell Me the Odds. So keep an eye out for that. See ya.